Hey, what's up, guys? I know it's been a while since I made a video. I do apologize for that. It's needless to say, it's kind of been one thing after another. I'm going to try to be popping out with some more videos more frequently if I can, at all, if it's at all possible for me. But anyway, we have this today. We have this customer dropped off this 2015 Yamaha 20 horsepower, I believe. Yes, let's see. Yes, 20 horsepower. He said that it was running poorly. It's got gas leaking out of the carburetor. So we're going to dive into this and together and take a look and see what we find out. All right, let me pop y'all in the stand, get you situated, and we'll get started. Alrighty, I think I got y'all in the, got all the action in the camera there. Alrighty, let's see what y'all are looking at. I think that looks okay. Alright, I don't want to be too much in the way of y'all's view. Alrighty. So let me get an idea of what's going on here. It looks like we've got two 10mm. Get this air breather off, this hose, fuel line. Get this disconnected, this linkage. Get this unplugged and pull this thing off. Pretty straightforward. So let's get at it. This is the second. I hope y'all can hear me okay. We're outside today. We're going to be moving back in the shop when I clean this carburetor. But anyway, this is the second motor this guy has had here for the same reason. I'm not sure if he's running, got a batch of bad gas, or if he is got some, if he ran the motor aground maybe. He's a very, very avid fisherman. I know he does a lot of fishing, so I'm not sure what's going on. But I'm gonna move y'all around. Well, I'll leave y'all right there. There's this plug runs down. There's a cover up here at the front. It's got two Phillips head screws. I'm just removing that. That's all I'm doing. But anyway, as I was saying, I don't know. Not sure what's going on with this guy's luck with motors. He's had a bad time with it. Follow this around. There's a clip in there. Kind of a little clip in here that holds everything together. Just trying to release it without stabbing any wires. Actually, to be honest with you, we may just pull this off. It may be the easier of the two, because this runs down to the box up front. There's a lot of plugs, so it may just be easier to unplug this. Yeah, I hate I haven't put out very many videos. It's been kind of crazy for me. this little retainer. This just slides straight back, just like so. This just pops straight up. And kind of set this to the side where it won't get damaged. Just like that. Alright, let's work on getting this done. $10mm. And I'm probably going to have to step aside and go grab my wrench real quick. My 10mm. I will be right back, guys. I do apologize for not grabbing that ahead of time. So hang tight with me. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Normally, here in North Carolina, it's, I don't know if I would say wintertime. It's not wintertime, it's fall for us. But, normally this time of year, I have a, hunting season around here is kicked in, and I get a lot of four-wheelers tearing up and needing fixing from, riding and using them for hunting season, and I get a few, as you can see, I work on small boat motors. I get a few of them coming in from time to time from people that do trout fishing and whatnot this time of year. Water won't come out. Okay, anyway, we'll just leave it right there then. Anyway, as I was saying, we get a few boat motors in, but mainly four-wheelers from hunting. But for some reason this year has been rather slow for me, and sorry about that motorcycle going by. I'm sure it's gonna be loud on the camera. But this bolt here in the back is never fun. Most of the time, sometimes you can reach it right through here, and which, now that I said that, is exactly what I'm getting to do, which means I don't have to put you on pause again. I do apologize for that. I hate doing that. We're going to get a small extension, a small number 10 socket that I can reach right through the front here. If not, we're going to be here all day. I can't go ahead and pop this linkage loose. Right here at the bottom. These things here just pop. I'm not going to do it just by finger. They just literally pop. There's a little piece of plastic right there. It just pops up. Just like that. And then this just pulls up like that. And then there's a little hole that it slides in. This is the throttle linkage. It just literally pulls right out. And then it just goes right back in. Then you take this and lock it back in. So I'm going to leave that. I always disconnect it from here. It's not a real big deal that if you do it from here and slide this out this way, just this is set. Probably per manufacturer, but if not, it's maybe set from a prior mechanic, or maybe the customer did it himself, to where his throttle up here is got everything lined up where this is working correctly and whatnot. So I try not to mess with this adjustment if it's possible, but like I said, if you do, it's not the end of the world. So let me go grab that extension where we can sneak in through the back there, make this process a whole lot quicker. If not, we're going to be here wrenching for quite some time. So I'll be right back. So I just created more work for myself. I went to go hit pause on that video while I go get this extension and this socket so we can get this off. And instead of my fat fingers hitting, I've been using my phone to record these videos for some time. I'm getting ready to get, I already have the new camera. In fact, today I'm waiting on on the rest of the materials I need for it to come in, so that I can start recording on that instead of my phone. Anyway, I went to go hit pause and my fat fingers hit stop, so now when I do the editing for this video to post, I'm gonna have to edit in 2 videos instead of 1. Story of my life. Alrighty. That made life a lot easier. This just pull right out. Set that right there. Let's just pull right out. Set that over here. And I am probably going to leave that because this customer wants this back, if at all possible, today. So without knowing whether my local parts store has a rebuild kit for this, I do not want to break this gasket off. See if there's any gas in there. I don't want to break this gasket off and they not have one to replace it with. So I'm just going to leave that just like that. Alright, well, let me get y'all out of the stand and in the shop there with me. Maybe I won't hit stop this time, and we'll get this taken apart, see what we got going on. Alright. Alrighty. Alright, let's pop this bowl off. See what kind of goodies we got hiding in here. That plastic piece came off. Thank God it didn't take the gasket with it. I don't even have the ultrasonic cleaner warming up. I don't even know if I got fresh solution in it, to be honest with you. That's something else I've been meaning to do. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it if you did. I'm new to YouTube, just trying to get started. I'm not perfect. I don't know all the professional ins and outs, I guess you could say, of YouTube quite yet. I'm learning on the editing. I'm not that old. I'm not going to tell you my age. I'm not that old, but I don't care. Mid-40s. Technology and me have never been one to get along, so now my kids, my 2 boys, they, I'm going to go ahead and do this over the trash can real quick because I feel gas coming out of it. So this editing deal is news to me. Not bad at all. You probably can see one problem right to start with. The reason why he may have gas or may not have gas, but certainly going to be a contributor to it. I hope y'all can see this. Yeah. If you look right here, either somebody had this off, and when they went to go put this bowl back on, they didn't have this seated properly, and man, this gas reeks. Phew. Goodness, it smells, I don't know if it's bad or old. Anyway, they didn't have this seated in this track here, and they squished it, causing this to go, you know, right here, leaving a rather, I'd say almost an inch, very close to an inch of a gap right here with no seal on it. So I think I might have bad news for him getting this back today, because there went, that's pretty much destroyed at this point. And I don't think I know I don't have one of these in the shop. So, not looking good. Not looking good at all. we'll go ahead and get this float out. That may have very well been his, I don't think he said it necessarily ran bad, just said it leaked gas, which, there's your problem, I think. Another favorite guy of mine to watch as far as auto, I'm not much of an auto mechanic at all. But another one of my favorite guys to watch for auto mechanics is Southland Auto with Eric. Just the guy is phenomenally smart when it comes to, this jet's clean, this main here. The guy is extremely smart. This is just a plug for the pilot jet down in there. But he cracks me up when he says, when he finds a situation or a problem, and he's like, "There's your problem, lady." Great day. So that certainly was his problem, or one of them anyway. Let's see what this pilot jet looks like. But I'm really at this point, considering that the carb looks pretty clean, that may have been his gas leaking problem. Let's see here. No, he actually does have an obstruction in the pilot jet. I can see through the small holes. I know y'all probably can't see that, but those small holes on the side. But he does have something in the tube part of it. So what I will do is grab a wire real quick and down here, and I'll put a wire in it, clean it out real quick. Bear with me just a second, I'll be right back. Hang tight, I'm not going to put you on pause. I've done that enough, so hang with me just a second while I reach down here and grab a wire. Now, I'm not saying this is what you should do. You do what you want to do, or how you want to do it, I should say. We all have our own techniques, but I have an old wire wheel down there under my bench, and it is, like I said, I'm not saying this is how you should clean carburetor jets, but it has these, obviously these little wires on that wheel, and they make phenomenal jet cleaners. You take that little wire, stick it right down in there, and just kind of gently run it back and forth, and I mean, it gets the job done. Now, there are some people that are going to say that by doing this, you're going to alter the diameter, or or by doing this and rubbing this wire in here, you're altering the diameter of the jet, and it's not good for it. And that if I am altering the diameter of inside of this jet by merely rubbing a wire in it, first of all, I can't see that happening, because it's not like this. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. I just can't see it happening. That's just that's all I'm going to say about that. And then two, I've done it this way for 15 years, and if I have altered it in any way, shape, fashion, or form, it made it run better. That's all I can say. Or it cleaned it out and did a good job. I'm going with it cleaned it out good, because like I said, I just don't think I did any damage or any kind of alteration by putting a wire in there. We'll put this back in now. It's clean. I can see through it very well. I'm looking up at the light. Drop that back in there. I normally would, when I do carburetor cleaning of carburetors, I'll get it right here in a minute. We'll take them apart and give them a good cleaning. I do not think, I just don't think that this carburetor was actually never really dirty. It looks fine here. I think where his gas leaking was coming from was certainly coming from right here. And I just cannot put that back in there. It is just smashed. I know he wants this back today. I'm pushing down on it here. It's pushing it up over here. It really just needs to be replaced. To be honest with you, it's really, really flat, really worn. So let me two things. Let me call around and see if I can get my hands on a rebuild kit for this locally. For one. Two, if I cannot, I need to call the customer and discuss him possibility of or let me go ahead and put this back in before I forget it. Turn it up the right way would help. Discuss with him about the possibility of it not being able to work out, that he gets this back today. Because if I have to order the parts, then he's going to have to wait. But anyway, I was saying earlier, sorry if I get sidetracked. If you haven't subscribed and liked my videos, please do so. Feel free to comment in the comment section. I just ask that you keep in mind that I'm human. I don't do things necessarily the way that you would see that they need to be done, or I may do them different than you do, and I may not do them right. I'm not perfect, but just ask that you keep your comments civil, respectful, and as I would do if I was commenting on something for you. So that's it, guys. I'm going to have to put this situation on hold for just a little bit, and we'll pick back up once I get in contact with some parts, hopefully, and get in contact with the customer and find out where we need to go from here. And we'll pick back up and put this back together, put it back on the motor, and hopefully it'll run okay. Alright, appreciate you guys. Again, like, subscribe, leave comments, and I appreciate you tagging along with me thus far. We'll pick this back up, like I said, as soon as I find out what I need to know. Appreciate you guys. Thanks. Alright, so I didn't expect to pick this up so soon. I figured that there was going to be a part 2 to this. So pick it back up where we left off. I have called my part suppliers. They do not have a rebuild kit for this particular carburetor or model in stock, so I'm going to have to order it. As I stated before, the customer that owns this would really like to try to get this back this afternoon in order to possibly use it tomorrow. So with all that being said, as we saw with this right here, has been smashed and it wasn't aligned properly. Somebody took it off, didn't put it back on correctly. It's easy to do, it really is. Surely not pointing fingers or casting blame at anybody, because sometimes when these are new, they don't want to sit in that track very well, and at the last minute you think everything is good, you go to put these on and it pops out. I mean, it's an easy mistake. Nevertheless, the customer asked, is there any possible way, keyword possible, is there any possible way we can get this back together today and give it a shot? Certainly not ideal conditions here, folks. Something that I would never, obviously I wouldn't recommend this, but I'm going to try. I have messed with this briefly, and I can almost get it to stay in this track possibly long enough for me to flip this bowl over and put it back on before it pops back out. Again, I cannot stress enough, don't hammer me in the comments about this. This is just not how you do this. You should have told him no. Da 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 da. Hey, at the end of the day, I'm not working for myself here. Obviously, I got to do what the customer wants me to do. I can advise them against it all I want, and they can tell me they understand the risk, and they want to try it anyway. So that's what we're going to do. See, I can get it to stay there briefly, and it's staying there a pretty good until it pops out right there. I don't know if you saw that on camera or not. I'm sure you did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put just a little tab of grease, put something tacky in there. I've seen people go as extravagant as just briefly putting a little bit of super glue on this. I mean, let's face it, it's trash anyway. So if you super glue this and you tack it with super glue, even just a small amount, when you go to pull this back off, it's going to rip it. But as I stated, it's pretty much done for anyway. That's an option, but I really don't want to do that unless I absolutely positively have to. I'm going to try to put a little bit of grease in here, just something tacky to hold this long enough for me to flip this back over and get this back on the carburetor and get it buttoned back up, and we'll put it back on the motor, hook the gas line up to it, hook everything up, and see if it leaks. If it leaks and still does not run properly, then obviously we're going to have to call it quits and just do this the right way, because if I take it back off again, I am not going to put it back together halfway. So that's what we're going to do. So let me grab some grease. Let me grab a little pick. And let's just hope for the best here. Definitely not how I would prefer to do this, but like I said, so I'm just going to try to smear some grease in there. It's not a lot, guys, not a lot. I mean, literally, we're just trying to make something tacky. This is not going to, I don't need that much. This is not something that's going to get in the carburetor by no means. I am just trying to create some form of a holding agent, I guess, if you will. Alright, so this is going to go on like that. I'm kind of going down, so trying to get this lined up the best I can, as flat as I can. This is going to be tricky. Putting that grease on there may make it worse. I don't want it to come out, and here I am putting grease on it. A lot of us pop right out faster. It's kind of the whole idea of grease, is to make something more slick, ain't it? I'm trying these new shop towels I saw at Walmart. I don't know if I like them or not. I normally use the Scott ones, the blue ones. I think they're made by Scott. I like them. They're very absorbent. They do good. They just don't last very long. The roll's not very big. And I'm not sure where you're from or watching this video. Here they run about $3 a roll. I mean, that's more than Bounty. And that's the quicker picker upper. I mean, you can't get better than Bounty, right? Man, this is just not how I want to do this, but I don't have a choice. I'm really just trying to smash this down. It's kind of popping out everywhere. Man, I don't like doing this, but what choice do I have? Alright guys, I'm going to make one last ditch effort here to make sure this is smashed, and I'm going to try to get this in quickly without causing problems myself. Alright, here we go. Y'all hold your breath. Hold your breath. check it one more time. I don't like doing this. I really don't. This is not how I really wanted to do this, but I'm going to hold that down, putting pressure on this. I'm just going to get some screws in this. Alrighty, I'm going to get these last two in. I'll put y'all back in the stand, back outside with me. We'll put this back on that motor real quick and see what happens. I wonder what that noise was. I got a cat in my shop. Got a few stray cats around here I try to feed. You know how that goes when you have one and you feed that one, then you have three, then you feed them three, then next thing you know you've got 6 or 7, and then it just keeps going and going. But I hate to see the little guys go hungry. Alright, that's that, guys. Let me grab this and get this stuff together. I did take this off, right? This is just a cover for, there's a rubber diagram underneath here with all kinds of channels on it. It looked like the rest of the carburetor. It was pretty clean. I didn't mess with it. Because like I said, we are trying to get this back together and then on a prayer today, if you will, that this runs. And I didn't want to fiddle with that too much and cause it any damage, and then we really be in trouble. Alright, let me get y'all out there with me and we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for the best. Hang tight just a second. Alright guys, we're back out here. Went ahead and put this back on. We're going to slide these bolts back in. Like that. Just like that. Put that around there. Lift that linkage up. And I'm just lining this up carefully. Just like that. Get that in there. Get that in there. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. Alrighty. And remember, we had this put this in there so gently. It's a little needle on it and it goes inside of a small hole, so just work with it a little bit. Slide this holder in. Rotate it around like that. Put a little screw back in it. Just like that. Bring this breather tube back around. Click it on there like that, push it down. Alrighty, we're going to connect this linkage. Again, put it in the tab there, push this, lock it, just like that. Simple. Take the gas line, slide it back on up, release the clamp, put this clamp on the hose, slide it back up there, like so. Then we're going to put this bracket back on, went over here. Put that in there like that. And this screw here went into one back behind. Put that bracket back on before you put this tube on. That tube's in the way. Luckily I didn't drop that screw down in the motor somewhere. Alrighty. Be fishing that out with a magnet. Tighten this back up. Then put the breather tube back on. Like that. Push that down. Now, this is the cover up front. 2 screws. That's it. That's all that holds it on. Put that back on real quick. Then we'll see what happens. I think it runs. Certainly not the way I would prefer to repair this, but alrighty. Now there's one 10mm that goes right here. Put that back on. Couple of little electronic ugga-duggas. Alrighty, I'm going to hook up water. Do a quick check on the oil, which looked okay. Alrighty, I'm going to hook up the water right here and we'll see what happens. Alright, let me get this set up and I'll be right back. Alright, I got water hooked up to it. The idle needs to be adjusted. Idling really hot. Water pump is working good. Wow. Oh, Yamaha. Can't beat them. Touch this up just a hair. There. I don't see it leaking gas. We're gonna hoop. Alrighty guys, well, that's a wrap. I'm gonna cut this water off real quick. Alrighty, excuse me. Well, that's that, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and that's not exactly how I plan to repair that. Again, that's not the ideal way how to do it, but I may hook this up to the truck, take it for a spin. As you see, I live on the water, so may give this a water test for him, make sure everything is good to go before I give him the old ring. Gracious sakes, excuse me. And tell them it's okay. So that's that. Till next time, appreciate it. I'll try to have more videos coming more frequently. Just bear with me. I'm new to this, and so like, subscribe, and I appreciate y'all again. And till the next one, y'all have a good one. Enjoy. Later.